Leaders instinctively hide behind their positions to avoid dealing with the unlovely, awkward employees within the company. We feel uncomfortable around these people. We don't understand how they think, nor do we appreciate their life experiences. And the result? Our colleagues mimic our behavior, and employees who faithfully complete their work are left feeling underappreciated and ignored. Servant leaders are called to a higher emotion and action towards these employees. It's called compassion. Servant leaders understand that every employee has individual worth and must be valued. The motivation to show compassion comes from a moving vignette of Christ's interaction with the leper. Leprosy at the time was an incurable disease which caused significant damage to skin and appendages. Many lepers were disfigured and difficult to look upon and were driven to the outer edges of society. Here's the interaction between Christ and the leper. Filled with compassion, Jesus reached out his hand and touched the man. "I am willing," he said, "be clean." Immediately, the leprosy left and he was cured. Christ felt compassion, which led him to do the unthinkable, to reach out and touch the leper. Then he healed the leper. Can you imagine the love and significance felt by the leper when Christ touched him? Here's the challenge for servant leaders. Who are the lepers in our organization that you would rather ignore? Your love of Christ and his teachings call you to walk out of the protection of your office and go interact with these employees. How do we do this? Number one, stir your compassion. Take a moment to reflect upon the likely underappreciation or alienation an ignored employee is experiencing. Consider how they faithfully show up and do a good job. Number two, act upon your compassion. Go to that employee and express your appreciation. Acknowledge how you value their contributions. Hear their story and understand their challenges and dreams. And then third, repeat with another employee. Servant leaders, challenged by Christ's example, refuse to hide behind spreadsheets and endless meetings, avoiding connections to all the different levels in your company. Remember, you are the recipient of God's compassion, so go spread that compassion throughout your company. I actually remember one time showing compassion. I decided I needed to go and talk to an employee who was at a warehouse 2 miles from the main facility. This person was tasked to sit in the corner of the warehouse and all day long receive in literature, separate it out, and put it in the appropriate bins. No one even talked to this person, hardly, because of their location in the warehouse. So I drove over, entered the warehouse, went all the way to that back corner, called the employee by name, and told them how much I appreciated what they did and how important that work was. You can't imagine the impact that had on the employee. One way I knew was that at the next company-wide meeting, this employee, who always sat in the back and never talked to anyone, comes up to the front, shakes my hand, greets me, asks me how I'm doing, with just a bright smile on his face. See, that's what compassionate servant leaders do. We put value back into our people.